So I originally wanted to do a Wicked review. Still plan on doing that. I did enjoy the movie. Spoilers for the inevitable Wicked review. But I was scrolling through Instagram and something interesting popped up. It said that Chris Evans is returning to the MCU. Now, I'd seen something about this last night that was a rumor, and I was like, nope. Not denying it, I was in denial, but I was like, unfortunately, this is probably true. This says rumor, but it's probably true. And today it has been confirmed. Chris Evans is returning to the MCU in a mystery role. And I barely want to watch Avengers Doomsday now. I already was very hesitant with the casting of Robert Downey Jr., and now I've been sucker punched with the return of Chris Evans. And we're in a really similar lose-lose situation that I will explain. So the lose-lose situation I'm referring to is the same situation we have with Robert Downey Jr. Now, he's currently set to return as Victor Von Doom. Well, return to the MCU and be Victor Von Doom now for the MCU. Hopefully for the time being, but you never know. Money talks, and that's kind of the underlying issue here. Chris Evans is set to return also in a mystery role, and whatever it is, I don't think I'm going to like it. He was Captain America for the last almost 10 years, and I think he did a great job in that. I don't know what else he could come back as. If they are going to do Johnny Storm, I don't get why. I really don't. We just saw him appear as Johnny Storm in Deadpool and Wolverine. That was cool. That was a fun cameo, but I feel like that's all this movie is going to be. And the closer it gets, the more I'm like, oh, we're cooked. We're cooked. Superhero movies are no longer movies. They are reunion episodes. Multi-million-dollar reunion episodes that make billions of dollars and show that companies should only listen to pandering and fan service versus telling an actual story and creating a narrative. Now, the MCU has never been perfect with storytelling. They've had a lot of misses, especially lately, and just the idea of creating an overarching story mostly worked for the Infinity Saga, but now we're in the Multiverse Saga, which is really just, hey, we've got stupid money because we're Disney, we're the biggest company on the planet, we can do that, we can bring people back. But they're not telling a fulfilling story. They're not making something new or exciting or engaging. They're saying, oh, hey, the story is, guess who's returning? And I'm really tired of that. I'm genuinely tired of that. And if Captain America didn't die, or an alternate universe of him was brought back, that's really going to cheapen the beautiful ending and send-off from Avengers Endgame, as well as diminish the importance of Falcon taking over the mantle of Captain America. Now, I know you're instantly going to be like, well, Zach, with Spider-Man No Way Home, there was all three Spider-Mans, and it's like, yeah, that was cool. That was a really cool thing to see. Should have been a one and done. There's already rumors that the fourth Spider-Man movie is going to be a multiverse story, despite having a perfect, structure for a street level, very intimate, grounded Spider-Man story. But everything's multiverse now, and every multiverse movie is going to look at you and say, huh, isn't the multiverse crazy? Despite knowing that's why you're here. And it's so frustrating. I don't care about the MCU anymore. I've watched 3 of the 20 Disney Plus projects. I enjoyed what I saw, but not enough to continually spend time with it. What If is just such a missed opportunity. They just swap characters and powers versus telling an interesting story. And it's lazy. It's lazy. I have a gut feeling that Avengers Doomsday and the Secret War are going to be written by AI, or at least the first draft, because there's no, in this short amount of time, there's no way that writers can come up with something that juggles all these characters that well and makes use of these appearances versus a quick cameo. Like, it's going to be a nightmare too for the 100 people in that movie with their own movie schedules and premiere schedules. Like, after Avengers Endgame, the Russo brothers were like, oh, it's so crazy, we're only able to get these people for 2 scenes. And I'm like, that's probably all Doomsday is going to be, or Secret Wars. And Secret Wars kind of gets away with it because it was a story originally created to sell action figures. And that's kind of the give and take of where we're at now with Marvel movies, is that's what they are. And there's a way you can do that and make an important, compelling story that's based on properties that were just action figures, like Transformers 1. But with the MCU and how much time we've already sunk into this, where's it going? What do we do after this? Is anyone going to care? If Doomsday isn't the end of it, what is? Like, is this really just going to try and keep going? And I feel like post Infinity War and Endgame, not just with Spider-Man, but all these heroes, the remaining heroes alive, or those who are still active in their roles, you could have these very grounded stories and then slowly build back up to, keyword slowly, build back up to, oh, there's a greater threat looming. And now it's just like, oh, yeah, half of our projects are going to acknowledge that the multiverse exists, probably travel through it somehow. Half our projects are going to make no mention of it. Because what's consistency? What's payoff? We just want to make money. And I'm tired of it, dog. I'm getting tired of this, Grandpa. And Marvel says to me, that's too damn bad. But it's Martin Scorsese was right. I don't care how you feel about the guy. I don't care how you feel about his comments. Yeah, Marvel movies are keeping movie theaters open, but they're only keeping them open for more Marvel movies. I can't even say DC movies because the last three flopped. I'm looking forward to Superman, but I also am like, is this where we're at now? And I built so much of my personality around comic books and superheroes, even calling myself the ZachMan, but I'm like, now that's all there is. It all leads to this. It all, has to come back around to, and I'm tired. I'm very tired of it. This is definitely more of a rant video. I didn't sit down and write something out, but I'm just like, I gotta talk about this. I gotta get it out my chest. That way, when someone brings it up, I can be like, versus go on this tangent to someone, like at work tomorrow. Yeah, I don't know. Fantastic Four, hope it's good. Waiting on the trailer, but hope it's good. Because after that, I think I'm out. Like, both next Avengers movies are going to be on Twitter or on Instagram, or at least the cool moments or spoilers, which is just more cameos. Went off on a tangent there. This whole video is one. But I'll put it like this. When Chris Evans comes back on screen, regardless of who he's playing, I'm just going to be going, oh, that's Chris Evans. That's Captain America. When Robert Downey Jr. comes back on screen as Dr. Doom, even if his face is covered and you can hear him, I'm going to say, that's Robert Downey Jr. That's Iron Man. And this idea of, oh, we're bringing all the good guys back as bad guys, I'm like, that's so cheap. That's cheap. Why are we doing this? Why can't you just let their legacies be? And there's so many up-and-coming actors who want to be in a big project like this. And studios could realistically save money from, because Robert Downey Jr. is getting paid 1/4 of the entire budget of this movie, which is insane. And I just don't know how that's justifiable by any means, other than hype, by blind hype, by this is cool, or this is something I've always wanted to see. And there was a time when comic book movies were really good movies. And I keep saying story, but I really should be saying plot. What is the plot? What is the setup? A story is how these events unfold, but a plot is the engine to get there. And these event movies have been entertaining, but I feel like Doomsday or Secret Wars, either or, they're probably going to have the lowest scores out of any of the Avengers movies, but make like $2, maybe even $3 billion. I feel like at this point, Marvel's just really trying to hold the record for the highest grossing movie and keep it, which that's not what any of this should be about. Movies are an expression. They are an art form. They shouldn't be reduced to these bloated, messy, gargantuan, bad-looking, dull action figures slamming together. And I know there is potential in them because we started with X-Men, we started with Spider-Man, we even started with Superman, just Superman the movie with Christopher Reeves, rest in peace. Like, these used to mean something, and now they're just a big piece of pie everyone wants a slice of. So those are my thoughts. Let me know what you think, if you're excited about this casting, or if you're curious, if you have any ideas. I'm already hearing a thing that Chris Evans will be Hydra Cap, and I'm like, that was already disliked by everyone in the comic world. It would not be a smart move to do that in the actual movie. So anyways, like, subscribe, comment below if you're excited for any upcoming MCU project, what you are excited about, and tell me if I'm wrong. Tell me if I'm missing the mark here, or I'm just a very old sounding 25-year-old, because it ain't looking good. But I'm willing to be wrong. I'm willing to go in there, and whenever the Fantastic Four trailer drops, I will do a reaction video, and I'm thinking it's going to be positive based on what we're seeing so far. But for now, it's a very mixed bag. Everything is not perfectly balanced.